Snow drifted slowly through the quiet streets of Chicago on Christmas Eve. The entire city looked like a postcard. Lights wrapped around buildings, music floated from store windows, and families hurried home carrying gifts and laughter. But not everyone had somewhere warm to go. Ethan Caldwell stood alone near the glass window of his penthouse office on the 48th floor, staring down at the glowing city. People knew Ethan Caldwell as one of the richest men in the country. A billionaire, the founder of Caldwell Dynamics. News channels called him a genius. Magazines called him powerful. But tonight, none of those words mattered. Because Ethan Caldwell had no one to spend Christmas with. The office behind him was silent. His employees had gone home hours ago to their families. The huge conference table, the leather chairs, the glowing computer screens, everything felt empty. Ethan checked his phone. No new messages, no invitations, no family, just business emails and automated holiday greetings. He sighed and grabbed his coat. His assistant had asked earlier, "Sir, are you doing anything for Christmas tonight?" Ethan had simply replied, "Work." But now even work felt pointless. He took the elevator down to the lobby and stepped outside into the cold night air. Snowflakes touched his coat as he began walking down the street. Luxury cars passed by. Couples laughed as they crossed intersections. Children ran ahead of their parents holding glowing candy canes. Ethan walked without direction. For years he had been chasing success. Long nights, endless meetings, sacrifices that slowly pushed everyone out of his life. He told himself it was worth it. Tonight he wasn't so sure. After several blocks, Ethan passed a small grocery store on a quiet corner. Outside the store stood a woman and a little girl. The girl looked about 6 years old. Her coat was too thin for the weather, and her boots had worn-out soles. She held her mother's hand tightly. The mother looked tired but gentle. Her face carried the quiet exhaustion of someone who worked very hard but still struggled. Ethan might have walked past them like everyone else. But the little girl's voice stopped him. "Mommy, are we getting dinner?" The mother knelt down beside her. She tried to smile. "We'll see what we can find." They walked inside the store. Ethan paused outside the window without knowing why. Something about them felt different. Inside the store, the girl wandered slowly down the aisles, looking at food with wide eyes. Pizza, chicken, fresh bread, cookies decorated with red and green frosting. But the mother kept checking price tags. Her smile slowly faded. She pulled out a few crumpled dollar bills and coins from her purse and counted them quietly. Not enough. She led the girl toward the discount shelf near the back of the store. That's when the girl spoke again. "Mommy, you didn't eat yesterday." The mother froze. "I'm okay, sweetheart." The girl shook her head gently. "No, you said that yesterday too." The mother swallowed and tried to stay cheerful. "I'm not hungry tonight." The little girl studied her carefully. Then she pointed toward the bakery counter where fresh bread was displayed. "Mommy hasn't eaten, can we ask if they have old bread?" Her voice was soft, almost shy. Ethan felt something tighten in his chest. The girl wasn't asking for fresh food. She was asking for bread most people would throw away. The mother looked embarrassed. "We can't ask for that." But the girl gently pulled her hand. "Maybe they'll share." The girl walked slowly to the bakery counter where a tired employee was cleaning trays. She spoke politely. "Excuse me, do you have bread that is going to expire?" The worker looked confused. "Why?" The girl pointed back toward her mother. "My mommy hasn't eaten." Silence filled the small bakery section. Ethan stood near the aisle listening. The worker hesitated. "I'm sorry, we usually throw those away." The girl nodded politely. "That's okay." She turned back toward her mother with a small sad smile. "It's okay, Mommy." That moment felt heavier than the winter air outside. Ethan had closed billion-dollar deals without feeling anything. But hearing that little voice ask for discarded bread hit him harder than any business loss ever had. Before he could overthink it, Ethan stepped forward. "Excuse me." Both the worker and the mother turned toward him. Ethan spoke calmly. "I'll take everything on that shelf." The worker blinked. "Everything?" "Yes. Fresh bread, soup, sandwiches, fruit, hot chocolate mix." Within minutes bags filled the counter. The little girl stared in amazement. "Is all that food for you?" Ethan knelt down to her height. "Actually, I was hoping you'd help me eat it." Her eyes widened. "Really?" He smiled. Really? The mother looked overwhelmed. You don't have to do this. Ethan shook his head gently. Tonight, I think I do. They sat together at a small table near the window. The girl introduced herself. My name is Lily, and I'm Ethan. Lily happily dipped bread into soup while her mother finally allowed herself to eat. Steam rose from the warm food. Outside, snow continued falling quietly. Ethan watched them laugh over something small. And for the first time that evening, the empty feeling inside his chest softened. Lily suddenly looked up at him. Are you rich? Ethan chuckled softly. I suppose so. Lily thought for a moment. Then why were you eating alone? Ethan didn't know how to answer that. Years of ambition had slowly replaced everything else. Family dinners, birthdays, friendships. He simply said, sometimes people forget what's important. Lily nodded as if she understood. Then she broke a cookie in half and handed him a piece. You can sit with us tonight. Ethan took the cookie slowly. Snow reflected softly in the store window behind them. Across the city, millions of people celebrated Christmas in warm homes. But in that tiny corner grocery store, a billionaire who had everything, and a little girl who had almost nothing, shared a simple meal, and somehow, for the first time in years, Ethan Caldwell didn't feel alone. Because sometimes the greatest gift on Christmas isn't money, or success, or power. Sometimes the greatest gift is simply not being alone.